topics and opinions expressed on the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4WN Radio.
Did you know women represent just 3% of Fortune 500 CEOs and less than 15% of corporate executives at top companies worldwide? Have you wondered what the secrets are to getting into the top ranks, whether in the private or public sector? Do you want to figure out how to stop being held back in your career or passed over for promotion? Then you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. I have decades of experience in the military, the federal government, and corporate America, and my mission is to help women succeed and tap into their full potential. I want to reach 1 million plus women around the world to become the leaders they are meant to be. So if you want to move into a management or executive level position, or maybe you are a female veteran transitioning out of the military into business entrepreneurship, then reach out to the Executive Women's Success Institute at 301-693-3284. Let us get you on the fast track to success. Well, hello and welcome to the Success for Women show, where you can view us on Talk 4 TV and listen to us on the Women for Women Network. I am Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, your host, and my mission is to help women accelerate the path to success. Well, today's topic is unmute yourself, and my guest is Miss Rebecca Davis. Let me just give you a little background on Rebecca. Rebecca Davis is the founder and CEO of Rebecca Davis Enterprises. She has over 20 years of cross-industry expertise. Ms. Davis delivers powerful, results-driven insights that bridge business strategy, financial literacy, and leadership development. Known for her bold and impactful approach, she equips audiences with actionable tools that drive clarity, execution, and long-term success. Through speaking engagements, media platforms, and transformative experiences like the Bestie Collective Retreat, Rebecca continues to elevate voices, build leaders, and inspire individuals to not just build businesses, but create lasting legacies. And before we bring her on to the platform, I just want to show one of her videos for her enterprises. So let's take a look at that before we bring her on to the platform.
Step Up just continues to be a space where they get to nurture young women and then get to push them out into the world and say, here I am.
Success is being whatever you deem to be your passion. And how can we be the almost invisible hand, as I always say, to guide them along to their own successful path?
After Step Up, I gained so much confidence. You know, a lot of the times we have it in us, but we don't know we have it. And it takes someone or something to really show you that you have it. And that's what Step Up has done for me.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. It is a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you for having me. I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
You know, I usually give the standard bio on my guests, But I always also like to ask my guests, I just like them to tell us. So why don't you just tell us what you want us to know about Rebecca Davis?
Well, Rebecca Davis is all in all a girl's girl. I want and I guess I should stop saying a girl's girl because I want everybody to win, and that includes me in too. But I am a girl's girl, and what I mean by that is that you will never get no mean girl energy from me. I'm somebody that literally got it out of the mud. Where I started from, like nobody handed me anything. I went out and got it. I always knew that I wanted to change the world in some type of way. And I hit the ground running, and I've been doing it ever since. One of the things that's very important to me is not only just doing it and winning, is helping the next person build and win also. So when I say I'm not a gatekeeper, I'm not a hater, I'm not a person that wants to get it all by herself. I want us all to get it and live in it. So that's who I am.
Wow. Well, that's saying a whole lot. That is definitely a mouthful. That gives us a better insight into you. Now, I know that we titled the show Unmute Yourself, and that is a powerful phrase. And that phrase is your Unmute Yourself movement, which is a transformational platform created to help women and men break free from self-doubt, fear, and step into their own voice. So tell us, what was the defining moment that inspired you to create this movement?
Well, for years, I was muted, and I was muted not in a sense of where like my confidence was low or I was scared or shy, any of that. It's just like every time I tried to, network or meet people or whatever, I was met with a different energy. So I just muted, stayed to myself, built my business, grew my business, and just figured, I don't need nothing else. I have my clients, I have me, they know me, I know them, and we're good. And I did all of the things. I did the community outreach, the community service, grew a business from the ground up with no help, did the things that people could learn from. But what I found is that people thought that I didn't have any of that going on. Whenever I met somebody, they're like, oh, I didn't know you did that. Or do you know somebody who does this? Or they didn't know anything, because no matter if you have your clientele, no matter if you feel like, networking is not for me, I'm going to just stay in my bubble. If people don't see you or know what you do, you don't do it. Right. And so because of that, I said, you know what? Being muted is costing me way more than speaking up ever did. So I started getting myself out there. And what I realized is that in getting out there, there are so many women and men that struggle with that. They shrink. They feel this little. They feel like they're comparing their journey to somebody else's journey. They have so much potential. I talk to people all the time that have so much, talent in things, but they're afraid to move forward because they hear somebody in their head telling them they can't do it. They're not good enough. Too many people are already doing it. You don't look a certain way. You don't have the right degree. You don't have this or that. So they shrink. They go to events to try to learn, and they just sit in the back, shrink, and never step out into their real power because they feel like they don't have the voice to do that. So I wanted to change that. I want everybody to walk into the power that they have and let people know that they are here and what they have to offer, because so many people need what they have, but they don't know they have it because they don't tell anyone what they do. So that's where I started.
Absolutely. And we also know that a lot of women struggle with shrinking themselves. And you mentioned that because that's part of being mute. When you mute yourself, you're kind of shrinking, and they shrink themselves in business and relationships and leadership. So what does unmuting practically look like in everyday life?
And that's a really good question, because so many people talk to me and they're like, well, I'm not, I'm probably going to stay muted because I'm not a public speaker. I'm not going to get on stages. Unmuting is not just about being on the stage. Sometimes unmuting is simply about raising your hand in a networking event, answering a question that you know the answer to and nobody else doesn't. Not letting people play with you, not letting people make you be, less than what you are. charging your worth, starting that business, stepping out on faith and saying, you know what, I got this and I'm gonna do this. Speaking up. When simple as, I know a girl that told me for years that she was so afraid to speak up. Her boss called her the wrong name for years. That is just muted. So it's little things like that. It's not necessarily stepping on the stage, being a public speaker, any of that. It's about, standing in your boldness and speaking up for things that are right, or things that you just have to say that you feel like, oh, well, that's not going to be good enough, so I'm just not going to say anything at all.
Absolutely. Wow. I can't believe that she would want to walk around in an organization with anybody.
Exactly. For that long.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yes.
So what do you think are some of the silent struggles women face that often keep them from walking fully in their purpose?
I think a lot of people struggle with imposter syndrome. They feel like, oh, wow, I'm looking at what somebody else is doing. I'm not quite there yet, but not knowing that you might have the missing piece to their puzzle. They don't have it all together. But one of the big things that I see is comparing journeys. So many people think that their day 1 should look like somebody else's day 500. And then they feel like they're just not doing enough because it doesn't, and that's why I'm big on telling the real story that, oh, baby, Rebecca got it out the mud. I wasn't given nothing. I worked hard, instead of making people think that they just wake up like that. Like they just woke up and was at 6 figures or didn't have to work for it, didn't have to do anything. Because with that, people feel like, oh, they're behind, or they're not doing enough, or they're not good enough. So then they just mute and fall back and just give up altogether.
And you see that a lot of times, and especially in women. And it sounds like you obviously work with a lot of women, so I'm sure that you see that a lot. You get that a lot, and for whatever reason, we always tend to shrink back. We always tend to, take the back seat. We always tend to let everybody else take our ideas, over talk us, and different things like that. And those are the things that, like you say, you don't have to be a public speaker, but you do need to speak up. You need to use your voice, because you have your voice matters, for one thing. It matters. And so that's the one thing that a lot of women have to understand and maybe understand, but believe about themselves.
Yes,
their voice does matter. And so if we can just get them to kind of see that in themselves, I think you'd see a whole lot of progress going on in a lot of women these days. Yeah. Wow. Now the Unspeak movement, your Unspeak movements, it speaks to both, as we said, women and men. Why was it important for the message to be inclusive and transformational across the board? So why did you include the men also? Because like we say, we do see it a lot in women. Well, so why did you include both?
Because what I realize is that muting is not a gender thing, it's a human thing. So I was on I was speaking for a Bible study group a few months ago, and the pastor, who was a younger pastor, he stepped up and he was like, I probably wouldn't have never said this, but I've been muted. He said, I go around other pastors and I feel like, because they have more experience than me, sometimes I question what I bring to the table, and I just mute and just listen to them. So it's something that happens in men and women.
Wow. Now that's different.
Yes.
I would not have thought about a pastor having that kind of with self-reflection, thinking that or knowing that about them, or either seeing that in themselves. I would not have thought about that. I maybe seeing it but not admitting it.
Exactly.
Exactly. Knowing that it's there but really not admitting it. So that is different. Wow. So tell us, how do you help women shift from fear self-doubt and hesitation into bold action and leading?
Well, what I realize is that you can have all of the confidence in the world, but no action behind it. And so many women that I talk to, they're like, well, I'm gonna, start wearing makeup, or I'm gonna start getting my eyelashes done, I'm gonna start keeping my hair and this, and then I'll go live and speak about it. I'm like, no, that you have to do it. Once you start doing it and you see how good it feels to do it, then the confidence will come on. It will come. You have to take the action first, and the confidence will then catch up, because there's never going to be a perfect time. You're never going to be ready. I used to say, you know what, I have something to say. I'm gonna go live and tell my clients this, and then it's like, let me check my background, let me check my hair. Oh, I got a lash missing. Oh, this, oh, that. For you know it, I've talked myself out of even doing it, and now the information is just not even conveyed. So I tell them, start first. The confidence part will catch up, because when you see how good it feels to do that, when you see how good it feels to win at something and to get your acknowledged for what you've done, the rest of that is just going to fall in place to where you're not going to have a problem with doing more and more and more and more. It's just like doing bite-sized things and getting the results to build up to the big picture.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because it's not about being the perfection. It's not about perfection. It's about, like you say, stepping out there and doing it. And when you do it, then the rest of it'll hopefully fall into place. But if you never take that step because you're, well, I gotta wait, like you say, I gotta wait to get my hair, I gotta wait to get, my lashes done, all of this kind of stuff. That's just an excuse.
Mhm.
Just making excuses because you're not comfortable doing it. So you need to come up with some excuse. That's what that is. And like you, I've run into women that are the same way. Most of the people that I work with are women. I don't really, what I do, men can benefit from it, but most of my clients have always been women. So that's why I see it a lot. I see I'm not good enough. That's what, you always get that. What if I'm not good enough? What if? It's always the what ifs and different things like that. Yeah, that's what I run into a lot. So in your opinion though, what is the biggest mistake women make when trying to build confidence and visibility? Because that confidence part, that's always a big
Waiting to be ready, waiting for a perfect time, waiting for everything to fall in place, waiting for the money to be right, or the drama to be gone, or the daily dynamics, or the kids to be grown. It's always, I tell all the time, us women, we're always doing what we have to do versus what we want to do. And we always put ourselves on the back burner for everything else. So one of the things that I tell people all the time is never going to be a good time. You're never going to be 100% ready. You just have to do it. You have to do it. And one of my favorite sayings is do it scared, do it without support, do it broke, do it tired, but do it, because each time you do it, it's going to get better and better and better and better.
Wow. Now, you've often talked about combining strategy with self-confidence. Why are both necessary for long-term success, do you think?
Yeah, because if you don't have a plan, a strategy, confidence without strategy is just going to frustrate you, because you can have all of the confidence in the world and be like, oh, I'm this, and this, but don't have a plan, don't know what you're going to talk about, don't know what you're going to go live, don't know what your niche is, don't know what your business is. You just pretty on camera, just looking, so you have to they have to go together, because then on the flip side of that, if you don't have confidence but you have a strategy, then you're not going to do anything with it anyway. So they both have to be there for the puzzle to work. If you have the confidence to show up, you have to have a game plan on what you want to do now. What do you want to talk about? Who do you want to reach? So they definitely play hand in hand.
And that's key right there, showing up, because if you don't show up, then everything else, nothing else matters either.
Doesn't matter. Exactly. And you have to watch somebody else carry on your ideas. And that was one of the main things that unmuted me. I got so sick and tired of people, things that I have already birthed, things that I have planned and put together and said, I'm going to launch this, to see somebody else come and do it. And no fault of theirs, because they did it, you know, but because I sat on it so long, because I felt like, oh, it's not, they're not going to receive it well, whatever. Now I got to watch somebody else do it that's not near as good as what I thought of. But now I have to watch that because I didn't have the guts to just put it out because I thought it wasn't ready. So show up, like you said.
That's it. That's my as a matter of fact, my platform, show up to rise up, because you have to. That is the only way anything will happen, if you show up. Definitely. Now, also, many women have gifts, but they struggle with visibility. What advice would you give to the woman who is waiting for the perfect moment to launch or lead?
I tell them to launch it now. Launch it where it is. And me, I had to follow that on that advice as well. But I run into that so much. Like, I talk to women that have so much potential. I mean, talented. And I'm like, you sitting on this? They're like, no, I don't think it's, or somebody else is doing it. And I tell them, put it out. I say, because what's going to happen, somebody else is going to do it. And you're going to not put it out because you're going to feel like you don't want them to feel like you're copying. So put it out. Even if it's before somebody else is doing it, everybody doesn't have your sauce. Just like theirs may be different from yours. Yours is going to be different. Put it out. So my advice always is to just do it. Do it. Stop sitting on it. Put it out.
Put it out there. Now, how has entrepreneurship changed your life personally beyond the financial aspect of it?
Personally, it has changed my life a lot. I've always knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So even at a young age, when I talked about that, what I have realized is that as an entrepreneur, you have to surround yourself with people who understand entrepreneurship. You know, because I'm always busy. I'm always working. I'm always building something. I'm always, you know, and people who are not entrepreneurs, they don't understand that. All they see is, oh, you're always working. You're always busy. When do you take a break? When do you do this? And I have to explain now, especially being 100% self-employed, like, I don't work, I don't eat. So I'm always busy. But what it has changed for me personally is the need for being 100% entrepreneur, the need for boundaries, the need for strict boundaries. For so long, when I worked a job and I treated my business like my side hustle, I didn't care anything about boundaries. I let people call my personal phone anytime, day or night, because I felt like, well, I'm trying to build a business. This is what I have to do to reach them. And then once you let that go for so long, and when you try to change it, people don't understand. People leave, go other places because they feel like you're being funny. But what I had to realize is that your girl done elevated. Like, I can't move the same way I used to move. I have to move differently now because things have changed for me. And that was one of the things that I would say personally, I had to move differently because I wasn't the same entrepreneur I was 10 years ago.
That makes sense. That does make sense. Sometimes you do have to pivot, and the way you started, sometimes that's not the way you have to keep going, because when you, like you say, things change and you elevate. Once you elevate, even the people that may have been with you in the beginning may not keep going with you as you elevate too. That's
exactly.
So what role has faith played in your journey while building businesses and empowering others?
It has played the journey. When I tell you, that is all I sometimes have. That's all I have. And when I say that, I'm not exaggerating. When I had went into my office and the lights were out, and I know I got 2 clients supposed to come within 30 minutes, or I don't know how I'm gonna make payroll, or I don't know how I'm gonna get to the next level. I'm thinking, Lord, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Maybe I need to close. Have I just taken it as far as I can go? Like, it's hard. you know, and faith, that's all I have, because I always think of my grandmother instilled that in me, to whom much is given. So I know when I wake up every day, I'm like, I'm ready. God, whatever you have for me today, I'm ready to take it on. And so that's what gets me through each day. Like every day, I'm telling myself, oh, something's gonna happen. Because that saying has always been in my mind, to whom much is given. My grandmother instilled that. She was like, the person you are, the light that you have, the way you give, the way you selflessly help everybody, oh, you're gonna be attacked at all ways. So you have to know what that looks like, and you have to be able to fight through that. And I do. Every day I get up, pretty much, I said this yesterday, I get up with like an armor on, and I'm like, I'm ready for it all. So when things happen badly, people think you always just see the good and everything. No, it's like, what else do I have? Because if I don't have that, I'm gonna just follow. I'm gonna just fall apart.
Look, I get it, because what I always get, they're always saying, well, you know, you do all of this, you do this, you do that, and I don't ever hear you complaining. But it's you can't get into that, because that will take you down a different road too, that you're not supposed to be going down if you just start complaining about everything. So like you say, you get up and you just say, hey, God, I'm ready for whatever the day brings. And that's the way you go through that day. Yeah. Wow.
And sometimes that can be a hindrance, just slightly, only because then you turn into the strong friend. So you're the friend that, even though you're going through, you don't have but this much left to get you through the day. Now you're that person that everything is dumped on sometimes, because they look at you like, oh, well, you got that armor on, so you can handle it.
Yeah, nothing bothers her. Yeah, I can go to her with mine and tell her what's going on. Yeah, listen, do, because even though you have your own thing going on, but you still, you do sit there and you listen. And if you can help, you do. And if you can't, well, but that's just the way, like you say, that's kind of, sometimes that's just the way we are built. When the faith, that's why you have to keep the faith strong. That's why it has to be strong, so that you can take on those things. Even when you're going through something, you need to be able to go through whatever you need to go through, even if it's with somebody else, Yeah,
definitely.
So what has been one of the most emotional or rewarding moments you witnessed through the Unmute Yourself movement?
Oh my God. Like when I first decided to do this, and I had the webinar, and people who I thought were just like, didn't struggle with anything, didn't have any issues. Also, the people that I've watched online that has never said anything, never posted, never went live, never, because I could see a person that shrinks. Like I can just see it. And to have them come on that webinar and get off of that webinar and get on social media and just kill it, like go live, and they confidence, I just see it just coming out of their ears now, and they're blossoming. They're telling people what they do. They're showing up for themselves. They don't care how their hair look. They don't care what you say about them. They're putting it in your face. That let me know, Rebecca, this is it. This is it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it, because people need this. Even though I started out so quiet for years or whatever, and then decided to change and, help other women do the same, to see it come full circle and to see people show up now and say that they are unmuted and they're telling their stories and doing all of that, it is so rewarding. It is so rewarding.
I can imagine. Absolutely. So what legacy do you ultimately want Rebecca Davis Enterprises and the Unmute Yourself movement to leave behind?
To change lives, to build a big, impactful wall for people. Because I'm one of those people, I have always rooted for the underdog. Like I want the underdogs to be seen. I want them to get out and just push the door down and be like, I'm here and I'm here to stay. You ain't think keep playing with me, because I'm here. And that's the legacy I wanted to leave. I wanted to where people don't have to feel like when they go around certain people, they have to feel inferior or they have to feel less than or that they are beneath someone else. Because I can't stand to see people treated that way.
Yeah.
So that is what I wanted to leave.
Absolutely. But that would be a great legacy to leave. So what's next for the Unmute Yourself movement, and how can women connect or collaborate and become a part of this growing community?
Sure. So I have a community on Facebook. It's called the Unmute Yourself community.
Mhm.
Follow me there. I am getting ready to announce my third Unmute Yourself challenge, which this one is going to be called the Unmute Yourself Experience, where people can join this challenge and they can also get help with unmuting by different prompts and challenges and things that I challenge them to do every day to become more visible. So please follow me, Rebecca Davis Enterprises on all platforms, and on Facebook, follow that community, the Unmute Yourself community. And yes, I will be speaking this Saturday at the Emerge conference that's taking place in Arlington, Texas, hosted by the wonderful Miss Tamiria Weaver. Yes, and my goal is just to impact step on so many stages and tell my story and let people know, like, you don't have to show up and be invisible no more. You let people know you are here to stay, and if they can't stand your light, tell them to put on some shades, because you ain't going nowhere.
I know that's right. So if you had one piece of advice to leave with our viewers and our listeners, what would that advice be?
Do it. Always do it like you're doing it for TV. That's when you do it, show up. Don't be scared. Don't allow somebody else to make you feel less than, and then you shrink back into your corner and not let people be a part of the greatness that you are, because we all are great in some type of way. Never ever let somebody dim that for you because they have things going on. So now what they have to do is try to hurt other people so that you can see the stuff they got going on. Do not let anyone do that to you. Dim your light. Let it shine as brightly as possible.
Absolutely. So tell us again, if there's anyone who want to reach out to you, how can they contact you?
You can follow me, Rebecca Davis, on all platforms, Rebecca Davis Enterprises on all platforms, and join my community, which is the Unmute Yourself community, and reach out. I am a girl's girl. When I tell you that whatever questions, if you just need to vent, if you just need to talk, whatever, reach out. I'm here.
Rebecca, it has been a pleasure to have you on the show. I know I looked at and I read all about your Unmute Yourself movement, and I was very, very impressed with it. So continue to keep doing what you're doing, continue to grow, continue to keep us unmuting ourselves. We truly, truly appreciate it. So wish you all the best, all the success. And definitely, if whenever you want to come back and let us know what's going on, what you're doing, reach out and let us know, and we'll definitely have you back here to talk about what you guys are doing in Texas.
Oh, definitely. I would love to come back, especially about what you said you're working on. Keep me in mind.
I will. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Y'all have a great day. Thank you so much.
All righty. Okay, so just to let everybody know about some upcoming things that I'll be doing in and around town. I'm excited to share that I've been named to the Women in Leadership Top 100 list for the 2026 by the Global Publishing Media Group. This list recognizes influential female leaders driving change across global industries. And also, I'm being interviewed by Humans of Fuchsia for their Honest Entrepreneurs Growth Series 2026 on June 10th. when the article is live, I will definitely share with all of you. Humans of Fuchsia believes that elevating women is a shared responsibility and that it requires the involvement of all genders alike. So I am looking forward to being interviewed by them. I will also be interviewed by Dr. Jacqueline Kaba Harrison on June 19th at 1 p.m. on the Realizing Your Potential TV network for the Born to Lead docuseries. The Born to Lead docuseries showcases the natural leadership abilities of women in leadership roles. So looking forward to that also. And I am a part of the She Rises Studio Empower Her anthology. The anthology features 11 powerful women and is meant to uncover the internal shifts, the breaking points and pivots that lead to transformation. The paperback release and author celebration will take place June 30th, 2026. So stay tuned to be able to purchase your copy or email me at info@exwsi.com to be put on the list for a copy. Again, that's the She Rises Studios is the Empower Her anthology. I think you're going to really enjoy it. My chapter, of course, is great. So, hey, if I must say so myself. I am also honored. I was honored to be a keynote speaker at the Own It X University honorary doctoral commencement ceremony, their inaugural class of 2026, and the Own It X International Speaker Live event, which took place in the Dominican Republic, Oceana Club, Juan Dulio. I want to just send a big shout out and congratulations to the honorary doctoral graduates that I had the honor of speaking to. It was a great ceremony. There were, oh my goodness, I think it was there were about 18 that were there at the Dominican Republic location, and then they were live streamed. They live streamed 3 other locations, which was Atlanta, Virginia, and it was another location I can't remember, but it was several doctoral graduates. So I was so honored to be able to speak to these graduating classes. I will also be a featured speaker during Leap Week 2026 virtual conference taking place July 26th through the 29th. You can watch me or catch me on Sunday, July 26th at 8 p.m. along with other dynamic speakers. Leap Week is a free 4-day virtual conference running again July 26th through the 29th. Each session is designed to give professionals and leaders the frameworks and tools they need to execute their on their goals. And I am still excited about the Successful Women radio and TV show making the rank of FeedSpot's list of top 100 best career mindset and working women podcasts, and that we went from number 16 on the list to number 11. So I just think that is fantastic. So I'm just going to keep letting y'all know until we get up there to number 1. Okay. Don't forget, if you want to get a copy of my book, Show Up to Rise Up, Explore the Transformative Power of a Positive Mindset, which achieved bestseller status on Amazon in the Women and Business category. You can do so by going to Amazon, to the Amazon website, or you could go to my website, which is www.exwsi.com, and to get a copy. And if you have not viewed my TEDx talk that I did in Vancouver, Canada, make sure to do so. Of course, the topic is Show Up to Rise Up, and you can watch it on YouTube. You can put my name in the search box, Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, or send me an email to info@exwsi.com, and I'll send you the direct link. I'm excited because as of today, We're at 246,545 views. And of course, I'm still trying to get to that 1 million plus views. So I want to thank those of you who have watched and supported the video, and for those who in advance who will do so. So continue to watch, to share, to like, and to comment on the video. And don't forget that I am a contributing writer to Own It magazine, where I share an article every month. It's a magazine that a resource for personal, professional, and business development. And if you want to get a free subscription, you can email me or contact me at madeline@exwsi.com for details on how you can get a free subscription. Again, I would like to thank my guest, Miss Rebecca Davis, and my viewers and listeners for joining me today. This is a Successful Women Show. I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis. And if you'd like to reach out to me, you can email me at info@exwsi.com or go to my website, www.exwsi.com. And while you're there, make sure you download my free 3-part video series on 3 things every woman should do to position herself for executive leadership. Make sure that you again, you can also reach out to me on all the social media platforms, because I am on all of them. And make sure that you subscribe to our channel, like and share this episode. We had some great nuggets today, great conversation with Rebecca Davis. Again, this is the Successful Women Show. We are here every week. I am your host, Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, helping women to accelerate the path to success. I want to thank you again. Thanks to my guest, Ms. Rebecca Davis. Thank you to my viewers and listeners. Thank you all for joining us. And I love you all to life. And as always, be well and stay safe out there.
This is